Now, starting off, we have Cassie Ventura. After dating for 10 years, Cassie and Diddy broke up, and in 2018, Cassie has since come out with a lawsuit against Combs that has gained worldwide attention. The case was settled the day after it was filed for an unknown figure, and at the time, Diddy insisted that his ex was out for a quick payday and that all of her allegations were false. But now that CCTV footage was released from 2016, showing an altercation between the two of them where Diddy was incredibly violent to Cassie, it's clear that it wasn't just a cash grab. Diddy then posted to his Instagram page basically admitting everything and claiming that he takes full responsibility for his actions. He said, "I was disgusted when I did it, I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I got into going to therapy, going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry." He added that he was committed to being a better man each and every day, but you only have to look at the comment section to know that fans don't believe him. They criticized Diddy for only apologizing now that the evidence has finally come out. After all, it's alleged that he paid $50,000 to keep the CCTV footage from the incident. But he failed to realize that Cassie had a copy of it too, and clearly this was the final nail in the coffin when it came to his defense. Cassie's lawyers released a statement about his apology, saying that it was more about himself than the many people he hurt. They said when Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday. He was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, and it shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. And then there were also many other celebrities who raised red flags about Diddy. Now, Aubrey O'Day first met the rapper while working with Dainty Kane, which she was a member of. 3 years after the group was formed, Aubrey and another member of the girl brand, D Woods, were fired by Combs. He then went on the air to say that their attitude needed to be humbled and claimed that she had diva behavior that went unchecked. But that's not the only side of the story. In the years since, Aubrey claims that she was fired because she refused to do things that were expected of her outside of recording and doing interviews to promote the band and the albums. And you can pretty much guess what she was saying. Now, given all the recent allegations against Diddy, this statement seems to hold a lot more weight. In fact, Aubrey also spoke out against his recent apology video and wasted no time criticizing his response on social media. She wrote, "Diddy did not apologize to Cassie, he apologized to the world for seeing what he did." Along with her words, she included a photo of the blanket statement that Combs pinned to his social media accounts denying all the allegations. She went on to say, "He says he's disgusted with himself now, and he was disgusted with himself then, but apparently he wasn't disgusted enough with himself to not pin this statement out calling her a liar and denying all of it." And it wasn't just one member of Dainty Kane turning against him. The whole girl group has beef with Diddy. They were supposed to be the next big thing when they were signed to Bad Boy in 2004, but in 2008 when 2 of their members were fired, the dynamic of the group changed. They were never able to recapture the sound the original 5 had when Diddy signed them. Now, over the years, the women have naturally grown apart, but one thing they can agree on is that they have encountered sexist remarks from Diddy and those around him over the years at the very minimum. Now, because of this controversy, the rapper distanced himself from the group, who eventually disbanded in 2009. Speaking of music, Diddy has also had plenty of feuds with other rappers, one of the most infamous being 50 Cent. Whether it's the way Diddy dresses, talks about Notorious Big, or collaborates with other artists, 50 Cent is not here for it. Now, to say that he dislikes Diddy is an understatement. In fact, 50 Cent has been one of the loudest voices when it comes to the Cassie lawsuit. When speaking out about the CCTV footage, he said, "This is why they put that tape out. They know they can't charge him with what we saw, but they know we can't unsee what we saw." He then took another jab at Combs for a statement he released when he said he had sat silently and watched people try to assassinate his character, destroy his reputation and legacy. In response, 50 said, "The lie detector test has determined that this was a lie," which is hilarious because we all know how that turned out. Now, even as far back as 2006, 50 Cent released a diss track about him called The Bomb, where he accused Diddy of continuing to profit off the name of Notorious Big, who was signed to his Bad Boy Records label. Now, whether or not this is true, the man is clearly one of his biggest haters to this day. Now we have Cat Williams. During a candid discussion on the Club Shay Shay podcast, Cat Williams suggested Diddy would be exposed in 2024. The comedian also alleged you have to tell Diddy no, with further claims that he has receipts from everything he shared with host Shannon Sharpe on the episode. At one point he said, "All these big deviants are catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you're Diddy or whoever, Jake's, all lies will be exposed. Anyone who takes it the wrong way knows why they will take it the wrong way," he continued. Now in another snippet, Williams claimed that he had to turn down $50 million 4 times. P. Diddy be wanting to party and you've got to tell him no. I did, he alleged. Now the actor also claimed that he'd known the dirty details about several key players in the entertainment industry and their various wrongdoings for over 30 years. Now Cat was also candid about Diddy's treatment of women, claiming he'd attempted to avoid the world of rappers and the women they associate with. "I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have," he said, adding, "because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling," he said. Moving on to Eminem. The rapper's 2018 diss track called Kill Shot Targeting has resurfaced amid Diddy's multiple lawsuits and home raids. In the years-old song, Eminem suggests that he had something to do with the passing of Tupac, referring to the tragic drive-by incident in 1996. While this lyric alone was a bold call-out, Eminem later clarified in the song that the lyrics were a joke when he sang, "I'm just playing Diddy, you know I love you." But while Eminem made it clear that it was a joke, Diddy still clapped back on an episode of the Joe Budden YouTube podcast. During his guest appearance, he responded to the lyrics that involved him sharing a very ambiguous reaction with listeners. In the podcast episode, it was claimed that Diddy said the situation with Eminem was handled privately and that there is nothing to say about it. "It's in my hands, he wild." But either way, the accusation comes at a crazy time for him, considering he is still the subject of a federal investigation. Now news broke on March 25th that Homeland Security had raided his properties in LA and Miami, though reports claim that his sons King and Justin had been home at the time. So things have obviously been very tense when you consider all this happening at the same time. Now let's get into his feud with Jay-Z. Things started off really well. Their friendship traces back to the 1990s when both artists made their mark in the music industry. Now despite the competitive nature of hip-hop, Diddy and Jay found common ground in their shared ambition for music. In 1997, the pair collaborated on a track that landed on No Way Out, Diddy's debut studio album. But only a few years later, both of their careers were subject to controversy. The rappers found themselves in legal turmoil and they were facing the same amount of time in jail. Although they both ended up walking free, they simply could not get away from the backlash. An incident that occurred in 2007 has now resurfaced amid the allegations against Diddy. In a video from a performance at Screamfest 07, he appears to touch Jay's butt, even though the moment is hard to see on camera. But that did not stop 50 Cent from using the clip to drag Jay-Z into Diddy's drama. 50 took to Instagram in November to troll the two of them, suggesting that Diddy intentionally slapped him. Now the video has been shared on YouTube and TikTok, and people can't stop talking about the moment. Now the comments are pretty brutal. People wrote things like, "This aged well," which of course it did not. Wendy Williams was also someone who became Diddy's enemy. The talk show host is notoriously known for throwing a lot of shade to a lot of celebrities, and Combs was one of these celebs. In the 1990s, when she was a radio host, she stated that she believed that Diddy was gay, which is a comment that did not sit well with him. So much so that he got Williams fired from the station. And clearly, the two of them have never been friends since that went down. Wendy's career did a major turnaround when she got on TV, but she did not stop being critical of Diddy's character. Things got tense once again in 2015 when she claimed that he was using Cassie as a possession rather than a partner, which is some real foreshadowing when you think about how everything went down. While Williams said she was over the feud in 2017, the two never reconciled and they clearly still don't see eye to eye. When it comes to the world of rap, artists like Diddy, Kanye, and Jay-Z all keep a tight-knit relationship. But when things went south between Jay-Z and Kanye West, it seems like Diddy got caught in the middle, completely straining his relationship with Kanye. Years after falling out, things seemed to improve between the men, and most likely because time heals all wounds. In fact, Kanye attended Diddy's 50th birthday party, which just goes to show you that they have really patched things up. And lastly, we have to mention Drake. The Canadian artist has become one of the hottest rappers in the music industry over the last several years. Many even compared him to Diddy and Jay-Z. While comparing never goes well, it seems things took a bad turn when Diddy and Drake had a physical altercation over a song. The dispute was over the song 0 to 100, but Diddy denies the allegations that he ever touched Drake, whereas Drake and other celebs, including Charlamagne the God, claimed that he saw it happen for himself. So this one was definitely an awkward situation. Now first up, we have that Kendrick claimed that Drake uses ghostwriters for songs, which is a pretty big accusation to level at someone if they haven't already admitted it. But unfortunately for Drake, this seems to be more fact than fiction, because several of his former ghostwriters have spoken out against him. Quentin Miller is a ghostwriter who is credited on a multitude of songs from Drake's 2015 mixtape. If you're reading this, it's too late. Now, he also claimed that he has not been compensated for his work on the project. The revelation was made during an interview with Vlad TV, where Miller explained his sketchy publishing deal with the rapper, where he never received a publishing check for his work on the mixtape. In the interview, he said that it was a horrible situation and he had to feed his family off getting paid under the table. And sadly, he couldn't get out of that deal until 2020. The Atlanta artist was exposed by Meek Mill during the summer of 2015, while Meek was beefing with Drake. Now the feud eventually led to Drake releasing Charged Up and Back to Back, which essentially ended the fight, but clearly there's still plenty of rumors floating around that Drake doesn't write his own stuff. Next, we have to talk about his relationship with Millie Bobby Brown. As we know, the Stranger Things actress has become entangled in the latest Drake and Kendrick feud that has been ongoing for the past several weeks. Kendrick unleashed a barrage of diss tracks like 616 in LA, which mocked Drake's personal life and his focus on topping the charts. Next, his track Euphoria referenced the TV show that Drake produces. Then came Meet the Grams, which took a much sharper turn, targeting his son and his family life. Now obviously, Drake wasn't about to stay silent. He hit back with the track Family Matters, turning tables on Kendrick. Just a day later though, he dropped The Heart Part 6, where he name-dropped Millie Bobby Brown in his song, responding to claims that he was a creep. While Kendrick did accuse him of that gross behavior, he never referenced a person that he was entangled with. This is why when Drake replied, stating that he had never touched Millie Bobby Brown, the internet erupted. It was almost like he admitted something that he didn't need to, because obviously fans have been worried about their relationship for quite some time, and the whole thing is really weird, so it's no wonder it didn't sit right with a lot of people. Moving on to all the hypocrisy with Drake and using AI. He posted one of his diss tracks called Tailor Made Freestyle on his Instagram, which features AI-generated voices of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. The fake Shakur says that Kendrick should defend West Coast hip-hop and his name, while the fake Snoop urges Kendrick to release a response faster. Now the whole thing was very bizarre, but the reference was pretty clear. Kendrick famously claimed that he was visited by Tupac in his dreams. He said, "It's a real situation where I was sleeping one night and a silhouette came and he said, 'Keep doing what you're doing, don't let my music die.'" So Drake was making fun of that infamous quote. But he then deleted the song pretty quickly after Tupac's estate threatened legal action. And it was all a bit hypocritical, considering he's been very outspoken about using AI. Now this track called Heart on My Sleeve blew up on TikTok last year before it got completely removed from the internet. It sounded like Drake was rapping, but it was actually created with AI. Now the song has a scratchy, low quality vibe and the vocals are sometimes slurred and glitchy, but the general consensus is that it was a total banger, so it's sad that it got removed from the internet. Then it's been made clear that there's some sort of leak in Drake's team and that he can't trust anybody. Why? Well, when Kendrick put out Meet the Grams, the cover art is a photo of Drake's belongings and was most likely taken from inside his own house. Now that is just insane. It was filled with receipts and prescription drugs, including the weight loss drug Ozempic, which Drake has been accused of taking. Now there's also some pretty other shady things on there too, but you'll have to do your own research into that, as we have to follow this site's guidelines. Now, the cover art wasn't the only shocking thing though. In the song, Lamar addresses his verses to Drake's son, Adonis, and Drake's parents. "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father," he bluntly opens the track. And he also dedicated a verse to Drake's alleged 11-year-old daughter, who would be the second child the rapper has kept hidden from the public. Drake, however, was quick to jump on Instagram and shut down the claim that he had a secret daughter. Then Drake's music label stepped in. It's been alleged from an insider that Drake's label wants this feud to stop. They said PG Lang Kendrick and EXO The Weeknd were asked by Universal Music Group UMG to end the beef with OVO Drake. Now, Kendrick apparently isn't budging at all, but UGM is pressing hard on their request to squash the beef. UGM also had a Zoom meeting with all the parties involved, and they want Kendrick, either directly or said through PG Lang, to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't a lover of the young, if you get what I mean. Drake is losing the beef in UGM's eyes, so from UGM's perspective, the sooner this beef ends, the better. The accusations directed at Drake are costing UMG, Nike, and other parties a lot of money. Now, the fact that they even had to step in is just embarrassing. Now, this beef has turned into something that is life-threatening though. Now, this feud has been taken up a level as someone drove past Drake's house in Toronto and shot his security guard. Police said suspects in a vehicle shot the guard at the corner of the Park Lane Circle mansion around 2 a.m. before fleeing the scene. Now, it remains unclear if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred or whether he was a target of the shooting. Police said it was too early in their investigation to speak about a motive, but they said, "We are in contact with Drake's team and they are cooperating." It said that the police are currently assessing video that captures the shooting, but is not releasing information about it due to video quality issues. The victim is in hospital and is in serious condition, they added. Now, witnesses told Canadian media that he had sustained several wounds, including one to the chest. Now, their beef has gotten extremely personal, but violence is never the answer. Okay, so now on to some non-related Kendrick beef secrets. In October 2014, TMZ reported that a stripper going by Johnny Blaze filed a police report after allegedly receiving threats from Drake and his entourage after she slept with the rapper. She claimed that Drake believed that she was going to speak publicly about her hookup with him and sent her angry text messages, and several of his associates began banging on her door at her home and threatening her life. Now, Drake's team denied the allegation, and days later, Blaze somewhat backpedaled on her claims, saying that she never actually called the police on Drake specifically because my friend came home and she said that 2 guys said that they were looking for me. So I documented that for my protection, and for some odd reason people were calling me loony. We were just supposed to be friends and we had some disagreements, some things were said and some threats were being made as far as argument, and that was it. Now, she added that she leaked text messages between them to prove that they were in fact in contact because people were accusing her of lying about knowing him personally, and she denied that she ever bashed him. She said that she believed that the threat she received after her encounter with Drake may have just been a coincidence. Next, we have his relationship with Rihanna. Drake and Rihanna were first linked in May 2009 when Page Six reported that the pair were spotted kissing at a Lucky Strike bowling alley in New York City. However, they both denied any romance rumors and insisted they were just friends. However, in Drake's song Fireworks, he dropped major hints that there was more to the story. He would later tell the New York Times that Rihanna essentially played him and broke his heart, whining, "You know what she was doing to me? She was doing exactly what I've done to so many women throughout my life, which is show them quality time, then disappear. I was like, wow, this feels terrible," he said. Sources then told Life and Style that Rihanna caught Drake sending some rather sketchy texts with other women while they were dating in 2016. The magazine reported that one of these women was Dakota Gonzalez, an Instagram model, while Gossip claimed that he was also seeing another Instagram model, India Love, while he was supposedly dating Rihanna. Now we have his secret son. In May 2017, TMZ reported that former adult star Sophie Brazo claimed that she was pregnant with Drake's child and that Drake told her to terminate the pregnancy. Now, his rep denied it, saying in a statement, "This woman has a very questionable background. She has admitted to having multiple relationships. We understand she may be having problems getting into the United States. She is one of the many people claiming he got them pregnant." However, the rep also added that Drake would handle his business properly if he was proven to be the child's father, and TMZ reported in late May 2018 that Drake had been sending Sophie money since just before the birth of her son, Adonis, and that he believes he may be the father but is awaiting a DNA test to prove his paternity. Now, Drake's potential paternity was never made too public until Pusha T released a diss track, The House of Adion, in May 2018, which referenced Adonis and Sophie by name. And then we have the bottle throwing. In June 2012, Drake and Chris Brown reportedly got into a bottle throwing bar fight in a New York City nightclub, WIP. Now, Chris's face was injured, as were members of Drake and Chris's respective entourages, and even innocent bystanders who were just trying to enjoy a night out. Now, the club also suffered significant property damage from the incident, with a lot of broken glass and furniture, as well as scratches on the floor from shattered glass. Now, a club prompter who was at WIP at the night of the incident claimed that Chris sent a bottle of champagne to Drake, who returned it with a vulgar note about Rihanna, with whom Chris had been in a volatile on-again, off-again relationship. However, TMZ reported that Drake started the drama when he started screaming at Chris from his side of the VIP section. Now, the pair both left the scene before cops arrived and denied any wrongdoing, though Drake's team tried to pin the issue on Meek Mill, and neither of them faced any charges.
Katy Perry was a victim of fake AI posts yesterday. Perry was not present at the event, but photos of her on the Met carpet were going viral online. Turns out they were AI-generated pictures. Two photos had been making the rounds on the internet, both fakes. The reason photos may have slipped over people's heads at first likely has to do with the type of event the Met Gala is. The dresses in the photos were perfectly on theme and over the top and looked completely impractical to wear, but that's exactly what Katy Perry is known for at the Met. Think back to that time she wore a literal hamburger. That looked more uncomfortable than the AI creations. The photos were also going viral before most of the streams of the carpet went live. People knew celebrities were already hitting the carpet. Even though the streams weren't live, media hosts Emma Chamberlain and Ashley Graham had already done their walk up. Completely reasonable to think Katy had already walked up too. Some of the initial tweets featuring the photos have received over 10 million views. The photos were so convincing, they fooled Katy's own mom. The singer shared a screenshot of her conversation with her mother, clarifying the photo wasn't real, with the message, "LOL mom, the AI got you too, beware." There are tells in the photo that it is AI, like the photographers looking a little wonky in the back and the carpet being for a different year. The dress is just so stunning, you truly don't really look at anything else at first, but that's one of the major concerns people have with AI, creating something a little bit too believable. Many music artists, including Perry, recently signed an open letter warning about the dangers of AI when it comes to creating art. Another victim of AI fakes was Rihanna. Rihanna is the belle of the Met Gala ball, even this year when she didn't even attend. I mean, Rihanna not attending is a fail on its own for viewers, but she had a perfectly good reason to miss. She had planned on going, even commenting on her outfit before, saying it would be real simple this year, but nature had other plans, keeping Rihanna home with the flu. But she was there in the museum in the form of fake AI images. Regarding the fake AI, it was the same story as Katy Perry. Rihanna is known for her over-the-top, perfectly on-theme outfits, so when the over-the-top, perfectly themed outfits started hitting people's Twitter feed, there was no reason to believe they weren't real on first glance. Of course, it was too good to be true. Rihanna wasn't physically there, but possibly the most iconic look to ever see the Met Gala since its debut on the Met steps, the embroidered yellow masterpiece has traveled around the world, being shown in various museums. It's brought up every year when the Met Gala happens. Hopefully, we will get to see the look Rihanna planned to wear last night, though, sometime soon. Everybody thought Doja Cat was about to serve the biggest fashion fail of the Met Gala ever, wearing towels. When she stepped out of her hotel for the photo call that happened on the way to the Met, the singer was wearing her hair up in a towel as a dress, and had long mascara cry lines running down her face. Stepping out like this, everyone quickly began to make comments about how strange the outfit was and how towels should not be going on the Met Gala red carpet, especially not with this year's theme. It seemed Doja was just messing with everyone. That wasn't her actual outfit, though it did tie into the real deal. Doja's carpet outfit was a wet, floor-length white t-shirt. Many people still consider this a fashion fail, but I think the Met was the perfect backdrop for this look. Doja explained the meaning behind the dress, saying she wanted to incorporate the most used fashion plant into her dress, cotton. So she wore a cotton t-shirt and used hair gel to make it look wet. I saw people comparing her to marble statues you see in many gardens, the wet fabric looking like expertly crafted marble. There was also the theme of the exhibit, pieces that can never be worn again. The white t-shirt was so covered in hair gel, I'm sure no one could ever wash and wear that again. I think Doja was reversing time here with her look, taking a shower in reverse. She showed up in the last step first, the towel, then she was in the actual shower, and then her after party look, a fully nude outfit, was the getting ready to shower. Doja looked like she was having fun with her fashion, though this did get her on a few worst dressed lists. The queen of the Met Gala, Blake Lively, missed the event this year, and she was greatly missed. She also skipped last year due to the fact that she recently had a child, but people were hoping the star would make an appearance at this year's gala, especially after she made an appearance at a Tiffany & Co event in NYC last week. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be, much to the disappointment of Met watchers. Lively is one celebrity everyone can count on to not only follow the theme, but also just knock it out of the park. Her past looks have gone down in Met history, like her red dress for the Heavenly Bodies theme, or her Statue of Liberty inspired dress from her last Met. The fashion queen was missed this year, but it's understandable if her and husband Ryan Reynolds wanted a night in with their family instead. Kendall Jenner's after-party look was more on theme than her carpet look, at least that's what some fans are saying online. To the actual carpet, Jenner wore the never-worn archival Alexander McQueen piece. The piece was stunning, but it was a startling contrast from all the other outfits people had been seeing, as it was all black and it did not appear to have many floral or soft accents. Because of this, people started calling the model out for not sticking to the theme. Kendall later explained why she felt the piece was a perfect fit for the theme. It was a true Sleeping Beauty. The piece was designed for Alexander McQueen's fall 1999 Givenchy couture collection, and it was only ever seen on a mannequin. Kendall wearing it was the first time the piece had ever been worn, waking it up. The story is beautiful, but just looking at it with no context, yeah, it just doesn't look like it fits in. Kendall's second look and third look, they absolutely fit in. They are stunning. One of her after-party looks was a Vivienne Westwood inspired white lace mini dress. The intricacy of the lace fitting right in with this year's theme, and her second after-party look was another Alexander McQueen for Givenchy look, this one from spring 1997. A white dress with a corset that looked like angel wings and a flowy skirt. About the later looks in comparison to the carpet look, one ex-user wrote, "It never fails to amaze me how Kendall will consistently nail the Met theme at the after-party, but not on the carpet." Met photographers are being called out online for comments they made while photographing K-pop boy band Stray Kids. An important part of the Met are the photographers and the camera operators. Without them, we would have nothing to talk about. However, some photographers were caught in a live stream speaking rudely to the band. One particular live stream was held right in the middle of all the photographers. Great for the audience, we had the celebrities practically posing directly at us. However, maybe not so great for photographers, as we could hear almost everything they said. For the most part, it was just a lot of over the shoulder and big smile, and most subjects were singles or couples, so they were easy to shoot. Stray Kids is a big band though, 8 men all standing in a line. That's a bit harder to get a good shot so close. Many photographers began voicing their frustration, shouting at the band to keep standing close together even though they were already pretty close, speaking in a mocking tone, calling out fans screaming, and making backhanded comments about the way the group was posing. One thing you should never do is anger a K-pop fandom. Fans of Stray Kids have been sharing and reposting the clip from the carpet, calling for the Met to hold the photographers accountable. One writing, "Please make sure there is accountability taken so that none of these vile trash photographers are given credentials again at Met Museum." From photos seen of the band later on, it seems like these comments either weren't heard or they didn't care because the band looked like they were having a lot of fun. Taylor Swift's best friend and her enemy just interacted on the Met carpet last night, and fans are losing it. Lana Del Rey made an appearance at the Met in a stunning nature-inspired dress, and Kim Kardashian made an appearance as well in a fitted gray and silver ensemble. Both women looked awesome, and they weren't afraid to snap a few official pics together on the carpet, much to the disappointment of Taylor Swift fans. What are Taylor fans fighting and moaning about? Well, Lana Del Rey is good friends of Taylor's. They collaborated on music together. Taylor even attended the Grammys with Lana. Taylor and Kim though, that friendship has crashed and burned. They were friends, then Kim edited the phone call of Taylor consenting to the famous lyrics and made Taylor look bad, and then Taylor was getting bullied so much she disappeared for a year. It wasn't good. The pair haven't been been friends since that, and Taylor has written many tracks people believe are about Kim K. The most recent being Thank You Amy, with certain letters capitalized in the title to spell out Kim. So Lana, being all buddy-buddy with Kim, has angered many Taylor fans, some calling the situation wrong and referring to Lana as a fake friend. Kim Kardashian showed up to the Met Gala and soon had people worrying about her health. Kim K wore a silver and gray John Galliano look with a shawl. The dress was stunning, people weren't in love with the sweater, but it was honestly difficult to focus on anything except Kim K's waistline because of her tight corset. She looked great, and I'm sure that the look she was going for was achieved, but the corset had cinched Kim's waist so much it was all people could talk about, many saying it looked like she couldn't breathe. Due to the tightness of the dress, Kim needed assistance walking up the staircase, which only added to people's concern. The Skims owner is known for making headlines at the Met Gala, and this year is no different. People are trolling Chris Hemsworth for his simple outfit, despite the fact that he was a co-chair for the event this year. People are not big fans of Hemsworth's outfit from yesterday. Not that he looked bad, many people just thought the look was a little boring. It was a beige Tom Ford three-piece suit. He did spice it up with a couple necklaces, but that was it. Many people felt he didn't follow this theme super well and just wasn't very interesting in comparison to the other co-chairs. He did have some serious competition though. Bad Bunny, Jennifer Lopez, and of course the fashion icon princess of the Met, Zendaya. Hemsworth's suit just didn't hold up when compared to Bad Bunny's extravagant striped suit, bouquet, and headpiece, Lopez's intricately beaded gown, or Zendaya's two incredible looks. Lizzo is being criticized for a fat-phobic caption she posted about the Met Gala. The singer attended the event wearing a nude, partially sheer dress. Her undergarments, which could be seen through the outer layer, were covered in colorful petals, and the dress had petals falling down it. The bottom was kind of like flipped up and created this catch-all thing for the petals to fall into. She also had a petal-catching basket headpiece too. It's pretty unclear to fans what is going on. The dress is being referred to as the vase dress. I also think it looks like when you get a bouquet and they wrap it in paper. I think she looks great. Not many people agreed with me though. Fans and the general public took to their various social media accounts to troll the singer or voice their general confusion regarding the look. This prompted Lizzo to post the controversial caption, "If I'm not in your best dressed, you're fatphobic." The caption was not received well at all. Comments soon began pouring in, people doubling down on their hatred for the dress. One user writing, "The used filter of the coffee." Another, "I'm not fatphobic, I just don't like the headpiece." Another saying Lizzo was wearing a dog cone. Some people were more chill with their comments. One fan writing, "That's an incredible dress and a great photo, but that comment was completely unnecessary. I love Lizzo, but that commentary needs to stop." Despite all the backlash, the post and the caption are still on Lizzo's account as of this morning. Coachella performances this year have been a mess across the board. We'll get to the big one at the end, but Grimes is unfortunately another victim of this. Grimes produces music in the lo-fi, R&B, and dance pop genres. Great choice for the festival. The tech for the festival didn't agree, I guess. Some of the DJ tracks were double the speed, among other random tech difficulties happening. It also apparently got so bad that Grimes screamed and cursed out of frustration. She had to stop the set multiple times, explain to the crowd in real time that she was having trouble mixing the songs because all the tracks were double the tempo. Overall, it sounds like a nightmare for the artist. The set actually got cut short because everything was going so wrong, and Grimes left the stage in the middle of one of her songs. She later apologized for the disaster on her X account, sharing that the reason the songs were messed up was because she had, in her words, outsourced essential things like record blocks, BPMs, and letting someone else organize the tracks on the SD card, etc. So it seems like someone else caused the speedy tracks. To add more context, Grimes went on to write, "The CDJs were showing me BPMs like 370, so I couldn't even mix manually by ear, and the front monitors were off, so it was literally sonic chaos on my end trying to guess how stuff was sounding for you guys." So it seems like the set truly was a hopeless case, as Grimes couldn't even hear what was happening. Luckily, she has said that she will fix everything herself in time for her next performance, but this was surely something out of a nightmare. Tyler, the Creator, is known for his animated stage presence and out-of-pocket remarks, never shying away from anything, not even at America's biggest music festival. This edition was Tyler, the Creator, addressing a friend's past affections for him. The friend was Jared Carmichael. Jared has recently revealed he used to have a crush on Tyler and that Tyler didn't reciprocate the feelings. Tyler acknowledged this on the Coachella stage, saying, "I'm guessing y'all got TikTok and probably seen my homie on camera. I looked terrible." So it seems even long long after everything went down, Tyler, the creator, is still not into it. Jared did express in an interview with Esquire that he appreciated that Tyler was willing to have a conversation with him about his crush in the first place. Who knows if he expected this to be brought up on such a big stage though. Nelly Furtado has left it all on the stage, including her own red stuff. The singer of hits like Eat Your Man was giving an incredible and energetic performance, and it seems that was her literal downfall. She had a nasty fall on stage, though she did get up and finished the set with plenty of energy. She later posted a photo of a pretty busted up finger with some lines of red running down the side. It looked pretty painful, so it definitely speaks to her professionalism and love for her work that she was able to just get back up with something so serious. She did smile big for the photo, writing in the caption, "Left it all on the stage." She certainly did. One interview went south almost as quick as it started. Singer-songwriter and actress Teyana Taylor is known for films like 1001 and songs like Gonna Love Me, and now storming out of interviews. The singer was being interviewed but apparently didn't appreciate the line of questioning. She started to express frustration and then ultimately stormed out. It was an intense moment, tensions were high. The interviewer looked on the verge of tears, the poor girl. Sounds pretty serious, right? Well, turns out it was all a prank. Taylor is just as funny as she is talented, it seems. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce make headlines wherever they go, even if they aren't doing anything. In this case, all the superstars did was watch Taylor's friend and Karma collaborator Coachella's performance. Ice Spice was performing all her hits and doing a great job. She even positively called out Taylor at one point, saying, "Shout out to Taylor, mother effing Swift," the statement being met with cheers from the audience. Taylor and Travis really were just minding their business, supporting Taylor's friend, dancing with each other, and yet phones that should have been pointed towards the stage were directed at Taylor. It must be so awkward knowing that just your presence is distracting from your friend's performance. It must also feel awkward just having a bunch of phone cameras filming you flash on. Yet the international superstar handled it well, keeping her eyes on the stage and supporting her friend. Let's spice things up. Jojo Siwa's radical shift has been the internet's favorite topic for the past couple weeks. In case you missed it or you have been on a month-long vacation with no internet access, Jojo Siwa has gone from rainbow rhinestones to black rhinestones. She is undergoing a shift in her brand. She wants to be seen as more adult to match her new song, Karma. The opening lyrics of the song, "I was a bad girl," didn't fit with Jojo's old persona, her words, and so she needed to update her look to sing the song. The most recognizable look from this new era of Jojo would have to be the look she wore to the iHeartRadio Awards 2024 that was also the costume from her Karma music video. This is the one where she looks like she's going on tour with Kiss. Everyone's been trolling her for the better part of a week. She claims she's made the most major image shift of her generation. But many people online are pointing out that she just went from color sparkles to black sparkles, and that the core of what people know Jojo's brand to be is still the same. Jojo did an interview in the Karma Fit while at the iHeart Awards, and it went viral very fast. It is being parodied on all corners of the internet. Jojo was asked who her dream guest would be on her podcast, to which she responded, "Let's spice things up, one of my exes." The internet took the outfit and the comment and the voice and ran with it, and there is a high chance that if you have scrolled your For You page in the last week, you have been hit with this embarrassing moment. Barbie was a mega hit, the message of the film resounding with women and men all over the world, but Joe Coy seemed to have missed the message entirely if his embarrassing Golden Globes joke is any indicator. One of the many messages in the Barbie movie was about Barbie being more than a doll, more than just a woman's body parts. That seemed to have gone right over Joe's head. Last summer was the summer of Barbenheimer. Barbie and Oppenheimer, both amazing films, were coming out at the same time, and then because of that, they were pit against each other and have been ever since. Joe Coy continued this trend, but in a more disrespectful way. He praised the source material from Oppenheimer, talking about how it was a Pulitzer Prize-winning book, but his comments about Barbie, based on a doll with big boobs, that's it. Clearly patronizing the success of the film that so many people have expressed meant something to them and spoke accurately of the issues women and men face in society. The joke fell so flat you could feel the awkward tension from the comfort of your living room. An uninterested crowd is a performer's worst nightmare. Blur, unfortunately, got to experience that at Coachella this weekend. The English rock band were performing their many hits at the festival, and yet the crowd seemed like they would rather be anywhere else. The band apparently tried engaging with the crowd multiple times, tried to bring up the energy, but no one was into it. Sometimes they were even met with silence. At one point, it got to be too much, and the lead singer, Damon Albarn, addressed the bad vibes, saying, "You're never seeing us again, so you might as well effing sing it. I imagine the feeling of being in that crowd would have been like getting scolded by a teacher. I'm glad I wasn't there. Fans of the band online were quick to comment on the situation. One fan writing, "I'm convinced Coachella has the worst vibes and people possible. It's Blur, show some respect." Others pointing out that maybe the audience was younger and not as familiar with the pop band as they were not from America. Still, if you're going to see a band, even if you don't know them that well, if they're trying to bring up the energy, give them something. Opening monologues seemed to be a tough thing to put together. Shortly after the failed Golden Globes opening, we got Jimmy Kimmel's Oscar disaster. Not everything was bad, and we will get to that in a second, but there were a couple jokes in there that were the cutest. One that stands out was when Kimmel joked about Robert Downey Jr.'s past substance issues, something that RDJ has been very clear he doesn't like talking about. His face after Like Taylor's didn't look too pleased. There was also a moment where Kimmel made a joke about poor things that Emma Stone looked like she didn't appreciate. So yes, Jimmy Kimmel has had his share of fails in that opening piece. However, he did make a point with one of his jokes. Director of Barbie, Greta Gerwig, did not get a nomination this year at the Oscars, something that many people believe was a massive snub. Kimmel acknowledged this in the monologue, saying, "Now Barbie is a feminist icon thanks to Greta Gerwig, who many believe deserved to be nominated for Best Director." The Oscars audience then started clapping in agreement, but then Jimmy caught them all with his next remark, saying, "You're the ones who didn't vote for her, by the way. Don't act like you had nothing to do with this. You did this." He's right. Most of the people in that audience were the people that voted. It's their fault Greta was snubbed. So why were they acting like they were supporting her when they caused the problem? Most recent moment is fitting right in the last spot on this list, Lana Del Rey's Coachella set. This is not to say that Lana did a bad job, she was giving. It's just the microphone was not, it kept cutting out. Lana is known for having a powerful yet soft voice. Coachella is outside, a good mic is important in this situation. Unfortunately, Lana did not have that. She had to do sound checks with the audience, asking if they could even hear her. Stopping and starting constantly did have an effect on the energy of the set, which was unfortunate, considering she started out so strong coming in on the back of a motorbike. Overall, it was a tragic day in Coachella history. There was a bright spot though. Lana brought out another artist for her headlining performance, a great pick too, they have similar styles, Billie Eilish. Worked great for Eilish too, more exposure, especially with the new music coming out soon.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard revealed her split from husband Ryan Scott Anderson to her Facebook friends on March 28th, saying in a statement, "Unfortunately, my husband and I are going through a separation, and I moved in with my parents' home down the bayou. I am learning to listen to my heart. Right now, I need time to let myself find who I am." Now, for context, during the panini, Ryan Anderson sent a letter to Gypsy after his co-worker did the same to Tiger King star Joe Exotic. Now, he didn't expect to hear back from Gypsy, but after receiving a reply in May of 2020, the pair started exchanging emails until the relationship bloomed and now is no more. But don't worry, Gypsy isn't recovering alone from this heartbreak. She was seen getting matching tattoos with her former fiance. Yep, different guy. Just days after it was announced that she was splitting up with Ryan. So Ken was engaged to Gypsy back in 2018 before they separated while she was still behind bars. And yeah, he was by her side at a tattoo parlor as they allegedly got matching images of huskies on their arms, according to TMZ. And as of the end of April, Gypsy is officially back together with Ken, which, if you're following this timeline, it's just 1 month after she confirmed her split with Ryan. And she said, "After reconnecting earlier this month, we realized that our love for each other is simply undeniable and life is too short to not take a chance." Well, I wish them luck. Next up, we've got Sacha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher. Now, this pair, who share kids Olivia, Alula, and Montgomery, split after nearly 14 years of marriage, saying after a long tennis match lasting over 20 years, "We are finally putting our rackets down." This was announced in a joint Instagram story statement on April 5th. "In 2023, we jointly filed to end our marriage. We have always prioritized our privacy and have been quietly working through this change." They went on to note that they will forever share in our devotion and love for our children, adding, "We sincerely appreciate you respecting our family's wish for privacy." Now, this split is hot on the heels of all of the recent Sasha controversy. Earlier this year, Rebel Wilson became the latest to speak out about Baron Cohen, saying the actor attempted to halt publication of her memoir, Rebel Rising, in which she calls him an a-hole after their time working together on the 2016 movie The Brothers Grimsby, and she claims that he was not so great on set. I guess nobody wants it this way. AJ McClain and Rochelle McClain confirmed on January 1st that they decided to end their marriage after a trial separation. They said in a statement, "As you all know, we have been separated for over a year now. While we have hoped for reconciliation, we have decided to officially end our marriage. It is with deep love and respect that we have made this decision." And this was a joint statement on Instagram. They went on to say that our focus now is moving forward in the healthiest possible way, with friendship and co-parenting our girls at the forefront of this next chapter. We appreciate your kindness, respect, and privacy at this time. AJ and Rochelle were married for about 12 years and had 2 girls together, so this hurts to see. And their relationship actually goes back so much further than this. AJ met Rochelle in October of 2001, before the two reunited in 2006 and then began dating in 2009. On his birthday in 2010, he proposed and credits her with the motivation to get him sober and overcome his years-long struggle with addiction. So, it's just sad to see. Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millipede quietly finalized their divorce in February after 11 years of marriage. This was confirmed to People magazine by her rep. The Black Swan star secretly filed for dissolution over the summer in France, where she lives with her 2 children, son Aleph and daughter Amalia. The divorce came after Page Six broke the news that the choreographer had allegedly cheated on Portman with a young climate activist named Camille. And by young, I mean under like half his age. When you consider the fact that technically the whole Natalie and Benjamin relationship started possibly under cheating circumstances on the Black Swan set, well, once a cheater, always a cheater. According to The Guardian and other unconfirmed reports, Benjamin was living with his former partner, ballet dancer Isabella Boylston, in 2009. When he left her for Portman. In a 2018 interview with Hoda for SiriusXM, Natalie said she was in dreamland while filming the physically demanding drama because she was getting to know him at the time. She called the early stages of their relationship romantic because they were catching feelings for each other while he was teaching her how to dance. Yeah, showmance turned romance turned kaput. Chance the Rapper and Kirsten Corley have had quite the long-winded relationship. So they first met each other in 2003 when they were like 9, and after 9 years, okay. In 2012, they met again at the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas. They reconnected when they went back home to Chicago, and shortly after, I think it was in 2013, they began dating. In September of 2015, they welcomed their first daughter, Kensley, and in February of 2016, they broke up briefly, but later reconciled. On July 4th of 2018, Chance proposed to Kirsten at a family barbecue in Chicago. Then on March 9th of 2019, they married at the resort at Pelican Hill in Newport Beach, California. Now, the pair announced their split via social media on April 3rd after 5 years of marriage. After a period of separation, the two of us have arrived at the decision to part ways. We came to this decision amicably and with gratitude for the same time we spent together. So, question, did anybody else see that video last year that started the divorce rumors? So, this was a video that went viral on socials, showing somebody dancing intimately with a woman at Jamaica's Carnival. Twitter users went wild, questioning like, hey, does Kirsten approve? And one fan went as far to say that this behavior was indicative of a divorce. Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott are yet another acting couple that went kaput this year. Spelling officially filed for divorce on March 29th, 9 months after separating from McDermott, and after 18-ish years together total. So back in April, on the debut episode of her podcast, Miss Spelling, Tori said, like, I just filed for divorce. Like, she opened with that. Whoa, I just said the words that I've said in my head for like 16 years. Wild. Ooh, that's kind of a grim statement. Granted, Tori and Dean's relationship was far from a smooth one. In the course of almost 2 decades together, the pair cheated on their former spouses with each other, tied the knot, welcomed 5 children, and weathered a storm of financial troubles and infidelity, all of which often put them back in the headlines. They also opted to shine a spotlight directly on their personal life as they starred in multiple seasons of like several reality shows, including the Lifetime docuseries True Tori in the aftermath of Dean's cheating. Now, in June of last year, Dean actually posted a breakup announcement on his Instagram, only to delete it several hours later. Well, these two eventually separated for good that same month over his struggles with substances, and now, game over, I guess. Light singer Ellie Goulding and art dealer Casper Jopling announced their separation after 4 years of marriage on February 23rd, saying, "We remain the closest of friends and have been successful co-parenting with our sons' best interests at heart." Now, this was in a statement that Ellie wrote on her Instagram story. She added, "We are committed to protecting our family's privacy and thank people in advance for respecting our wishes." Now, taking to his Instagram stories, Casper wrote, "Hi people, hope you're having a good day. I feel sadly that I need to say something on mine and Ellie's current relationship that I hope more than anything will make any final tabloid speculation disappear. Ellie and I made the decision to separate some time ago. Our immediate family and close friends have known for some time, otherwise we chose to do what we could to keep this private." He continued saying, "Ellie and I remain the closest of friends and most importantly, co-parents to the best kiddo in the world, Arthur. And please ask that you respect mine and Ellie's privacy. Thanks a lot, Casper." So the couple's relationship began in 2017 after meeting at a dinner with friends in New York, and at the time, the singer was at the end of a tour and wasn't sure whether to go to dinner. Well, Good thing she did. They wed in August of 2019 after getting engaged in August of 2018 and welcomed their son Arthur in May of 2021. So last year it was reported that Ellie and Casper had been spending time apart due to their hectic schedules. The rumors first emerged in July, with Ellie being spotted without her wedding ring, and But hey, it looks like Ellie has already found a new fling though. In images obtained by The Sun, the singer was seen frolicking with hunky surfer Armando Perez. Now the handsome surfer was seen leaning in to hug and kiss Ellie during a lesson. Ooh la la. Sam Raimi and Gillian Green are yet another longtime couple that called it quits this year. Green filed for divorce from the Spider-Man actor in May after 30 years of marriage, according to court documents obtained by People magazine. While Raimi and Green's marriage date is listed as September 17th of 1993, their date of separation was listed as TBD. Now the filing shows that Green has requested that the court award her spousal support and terminate Raimi's ability to receive alimony. She's also requesting that he cover her attorney fees. Oh, there's no mention of a prenup, but interesting. Gary Turner and Teresa Nist. Yep, this one broke my heart. The Golden Bachelor couple announced their plans to divorce during an April 12th interview on Good Morning America. The same day Turner officially filed for divorce, and just 3 months after tying the knot on TV. Teresa and I have had a number of heart-to-heart conversations, and we've looked closely at our situation, like our living situation and so forth, and we've kind of come to the conclusion mutually that it's probably time for us to dissolve our marriage. This was the statement made on the show. Look, I don't always pay attention to Bachelor romances, but this was one I was rooting for and just oh so invested in. Following their nuptials, the duo gave a handful of sweet glimpses of their love story to the public, including ringing in the holidays alongside each other and tuning into The Bachelor together. Ah well, maybe the Golden Bachelorette will do better. And finally for today, Katie McLean and John Lindstrom. If you don't know who they are, they were alumni of As the World Turns, and they announced on April 27th that they were divorcing after 10 years of marriage. Saying in a statement, "We are taking this opportunity to make a short statement about our relationship status. It may be obvious to some based on our posts that we've taken some time apart. After serious consideration, we have decided that our goals have been taking us in different directions and to end our marriage. We remain friends and wish each other every happiness. As people who work in the public eye, it can be difficult to have a private life. Regardless, we ask for your kind consideration in this matter."
Turns out, there was a reason Harry Styles didn't accompany girlfriend Taylor Russell to the Met Gala, and it wasn't due to lack of ticket. The two stars were first linked in June of 2023, things quickly progressed from there. Russell was spotted at his concerts in the VIP sections, they had dates on the town, they attended galas together, and just recently a source close to the couple said they were traveling together. The couple was also reported to have been in agreement to keep the relationship more private, so what went wrong? Turns out the couple's recent trip to Japan might have something to do with it. Friends of the couple spoke to celebrity news publications, claiming that the couple came to the decision while on their vacation and that the breakup was amicable. Friends of the couple spoke to celebrity news publications, claiming that the couple came to a decision while on their vacation and that the breakup was mutual. A source told The Sun, "Harry and Taylor have ended their relationship. They went through a rough patch after their trip to Japan and are taking some time apart. While they may have stood on common ground when it came to a private relationship, some suggest they weren't seeing eye to eye when it came to more personal matters." A source claimed that Styles was in love with Russell and was looking to start a family with her. Now that the couple is rumored to have split though, that is unlikely to happen. Russell has been in the industry for years, but these past couple years have been huge for her career. Hit movies and attending the Met Gala, the actress is not slowing down. You can't really blame her if she has her eyes on her career instead of starting a family. The same source suggested that Harry might be more ready to settle down, saying, "He has experienced all the fame anyone could ever want. He is now ready for the next chapter." It's a shame the couple has allegedly split. They were cute together. The first breakup confirmation of the year dropped on January 1st. AJ and Rochelle McLean confirmed that they ended their marriage, though they had already been separated for a year before that. The couple remains adamant that the split was a mutual decision and made out of love and respect. They made the confirmation and statements on social media. The couple were together over 12 years and share 2 children together. It's never a good sign when one half of a couple says they are free after a relationship ends, but model Clara Berry and Riverdale star KJ Apa might be an interesting case. The pair started hinting that they were an item at the end of 2019 with a confirmation Valentine's post in 2020. 2021 marked the birth of the couple's son, and that seemed like a happy day for the couple. Berry writing on Instagram, "I am the luckiest to have now 2 men of my life filling my heart with this cosmic, gigantic, vast love." Then Then, there were marriage rumors in 2022, which KJ may or may not have confirmed when he said, "I mean, maybe I am married. That's no one's business but mine, baby." By the end of 2023, fans started to think that there might be trouble in paradise. The once loved-up couple stopped posting pictures of each other. March of this year finally gave fans the answers they were looking for. Barry held a Q&A on social media, and of course, many of the questions were about her romantic life. This is when the model remarked that she was free and confirmed the couple were no longer together and that she was happier now. She did clarify that the situation was hard, especially when it came to co-parenting, as she couldn't be with her family all the time now, but made sure to clarify that things were going well. America's favorite podcaster, Bobby, and her husband Corey filed for divorce back in February of this year, citing irreconcilable differences. But a rumor involving popular rapper Drake adds an unexpected layer to the story. Bobby is known for her celebrity interviews because she puts the celebs in slightly awkward situations. It makes for funny conversation and more honest answers, at least that's what her fans think. One particular interview with Drake went viral, and it wasn't just because of his superstar status. The interview was conducted while laying in a bed. Fans that watched started picking apart the interview, saying that Bobby and Drake seemed a bit flirty with each other. Eventually, these comments spiraled into rumors that the pair had done more than just an interview in a bed. The rumors were publicly denied by Bobby, and it's unclear if they actually had anything to do with her divorce. What made the entire Drake situation even more suspicious, though, was that the interview was later deleted. Aspen, Ovard, and Parker Ferris are one of YouTube's royal couples, so it came as a bit of a shock to fans of the couple when their divorce was announced in April. Here's the thing, though. The divorce was discovered on April 1st, also known as April Fool's Day, so I'm sure people didn't even believe it at first. Not only was it not an April Fool's joke, though, the divorce was filed the same day Aspen announced the birth of the couple's third child. At the time, the couple hadn't addressed the divorce publicly, but allegedly Parker was still wearing his ring, which confused fans even more. Not everyone was shocked by the announcement, though. Some fans actually expected it. Speculation had been swirling online for a while before the announcement, and for good reason. The family's YouTube channel name went from the joint title to the one that was just for Aspen, and Parker started showing up in vlogs less and less. Then the situation got more confusing when divorce proceedings paused on April 17th. The reason cited was so that the couple could focus on negotiating a settlement. In total, the couple have 3 children together and were married over 8 years. Sam Fahey and Corey Kiefer are names you might recognize from the reality TV show Summer House. They were together over a year, and the breakup came as a huge shock to one of them. Sam was on an episode of the podcast Not Skinny But Not Fat, where she shared the reason she broke up with Corey. She claimed that she did it because she knew he didn't love her back. She shared that she had told him she loved him and he never said it back for the entire duration of the relationship. She went on to say, "I didn't break up with him because I don't love him. I broke up with him because he doesn't love me." That's tough to just hear from her. I can't imagine what living it was like. She shared how the pair were comfortable with each other's families and lived together when they were in the same city. She also shared the moment she realized she was done with it all. Sam said, "The trigger was he texted me like 5 or 6 days before Christmas like, 'Hey, I just realized Christmas and New Year's are coming up. What are we doing?' I was like, if you really wanted to spend that time with me, you would have texted me before then, or we would have figured it out sooner." TV personality Janelle Evans has filed for divorce from husband David Eason, and it's reported that she filed with the intent of the divorce being permanent. And it's not hard to see why when you take a look at the couple's history. The Teen Mom star and her former husband were together over 8 years and have a daughter together. Evans and Eason had already split in 2019 after a particularly nasty incident, but decided to give their marriage another shot in 2020. In a 2021 interview with Us Weekly, Evans offered some insight into why she returned to the marriage, saying, "I left him and I was like, this isn't going to be good when I go back to him. I know some people don't understand, but there's a lot of worse things that have happened in my life than getting back with my husband and trying to work it out." But what was so bad that she had to leave in the first place? Well, Evans had a little French bulldog named Nugget. Nugget, according to Eason, bit their little girl, so Eason took care of Nugget, and Nugget is now forever resting. Evans was understandably not happy about this, as she loved her dog. Evans and the kids were reported to have left the family's home for a few days, but ultimately returned. This dog incident continued to cause problems for the couple. They lost custody of their child and Evans' 2 other children from previous relationships for a few months. The couple was back together together for the majority of quarantine, but the end of 2022 revealed that they were back on the rocks. Evans posted an angry message to her Instagram story regarding her birthday celebration that year. Over a picture of Evans' hand with no wedding ring was the text, "Tell me where David Eason is, cause it's my birthday at midnight and he's gone. I don't want to explain, but just know that my birthday was ruined by a narcissistic." The divorce papers were filed with the intent that the separation be permanent. Sacha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher announced their divorce after 14 years of marriage and over 20 years together. In Hollywood, a marriage that lasts that long is rare, so it was a sad day when the divorce was announced this year. Although, the announcement was made in a way that left people wondering if they should laugh or cry. I know that doesn't sound great, but truly I have never seen a celebrity couple announce a divorce this way. It started normal enough. They put the announcement on their Instagram stories, but it was tennis themed. It featured a picture of the couple in matching white tennis outfits striking a pose. The text on the side, the default Instagram story font, read out their divorce statement. I can't decide if I love or hate this divorce statement, but one thing is for sure, it is looking camp right in the eye. And right around all the release of this big tennis movie Challengers, it's impeccable timing overall. I know tennis is used as a metaphor for marriage all the time, and tennis must mean something to them, but the timing is just too good. The couple is known for their comedy and Baron Cohen for his shock value, so it's fitting for the couple to make an announcement like this. The announcement read, "After a long tennis match lasting over 20 years, we are finally putting our rackets down." It went on to say the couple decided to divorce last year in 2023 and that they wanted to work through the situation privately, also writing that they will forever share in our devotion and love for our children before finishing off the story with a request for privacy. Big Brother stars Memphis Garrett and Christmas Abbott have called it quits, but fans don't seem surprised at all. In fact, many say they expected it due to Garrett's behavior in the marriage. The couple met while on Big Brother together, and it seems like a beautiful romance at first. During the couple's marriage, rumors of infidelity have come up for both parties. TMZ reports that the couple's split has a lot to do with infidelity and lying, but Garrett's actions in the relationship have also likely played a big role in the split. The couple officially split a week before the divorce was filed because Christmas filed for a temporary DV restraining order against Garrett. A judge did grant her the court-ordered protection. There have also been rumors that Christmas had been wanting and even requesting a divorce for a while. Christmas has requested privacy during this time. Do y'all remember Armie Hammer and all the rumors and charges against him regarding a certain forbidden type of meal and SA charges? Well, he got another girlfriend and they broke up maybe less than a year after they started dating. The timeline, it's just super messy and hard to follow as Hammer was divorcing his ex-wife last summer and then he and Marina were allegedly together almost immediately after. So Marina Gree and Armie Hammer seemed to get engaged in October, so if they got together in the summer, that's like maybe 3 months of dating. The engagement lasted until January of this year. For anyone wondering, Marina did know about the allegations surrounding Armie Hammer. She claimed that her time with him though was positive. She shared this and more in a post to her Instagram story regarding the breakup, writing, "Our relationship was a space where I felt deeply appreciated, supported, loved, and understood. I know him as a gentleman in every sense of the word. Our decision to get married and plans for a future together were rooted in strength, encouragement, and deep mutual care."
Hosts do the most, so we'll break into everything awful said by Jimmy Kimmel first. Hosting the 96th Oscars is gonna have some pressure, but Kimmel's one of those few hosts who's done this rodeo more than once. Some years he's done better than others, and for the most part he balances terrible not landing jokes with genuine quality humor, or genuinely calling out people's behaviors, which everybody gets a kick out of. Like this year, when he addressed one of the biggest directorial snubs to ever happen in Hollywood against Greta Gerwig. It took all of 4 minutes at the top of the show before Kimmel addressed that elephant in the room. When the clapping began, however, Kimmel quipped, "I know you're clapping, but you are the ones who didn't vote for her, by the way. Don't act like you had nothing to do with this." That was pretty effing real of him. We need a little bit more of that in Hollywood. But anyway, that was one of his better moments of the night. He had his embarrassing moments, like his hair-raising one, where he described The Zone of Interest as a rom-com to Germans. So when he brought up the now Oscar winner Robert Downey Jr.'s past substance addiction, the room got pretty awkwardly quiet in that "are we allowed to laugh at that and what he's saying" type of way. Congratulations to Cillian Murphy's co-star Robert Downey Jr. This is the highest point of Robert Downey Jr.'s career, Jimmy had said before adding, Well, one of the highest points. Robert was a good sport about the comment and tapped his nose as the tense laughter rang out in the room. In response to the nose tapping, Jimmy went straight up off script, as he often does during award shows, and continued to add, was that too on the nose or was that a substance motion you just made? Downey then motioned to wrap it up before mouthing keep it going. While the interaction between them left some people wondering if it was a bit or not, it's easy to say it made a lot of folks uncomfortable and embarrassed in the moment, not knowing how Downey was feeling or responding, or how to feel or respond themselves. They didn't want a redo of that Will Smith smackdown, you know what I mean? But before we even heard from Kimmel, we first had to watch quite a few leading ladies take tumbles and falls. Kirsten Dunst was posing for photos in her elegant white square neck Gucci gown and Fred Leighton jewelry when she encountered a slight blip, or rather slip. In a video you can see Dunst is walking along the carpet while looking back at her husband, Jesse Plemons, lovingly and smiling for the cameras as she's in motion. But when she turns and holds her arms out for her man to come embrace her, she trips backwards and tumbles into a giant Oscar statue that happened to be right behind her. The couple greets the near fall with humor. The Friday Night Lights actor dressed in a tux, he smiles, while his wife is giggling and hiding her face and whispering things in his ears. But earlier in the night, actress Lisa Koshy actually took a major fall, caused by her massive platform creeper heels and tight-fitted mermaid gown. She goes from walking to feet out from under her, landing on her ass in an actual heartbeat. Lisa sits looking dazed and surprised for a moment before embarrassingly laughing it off and slowly working her way back up onto her heels. In the now viral video you can see she was laughing through it and even joking that a manhole was responsible for her wipeout. On the topic of wiping out, something else that didn't land was the Rustin toast. What should have been a celebration of Coleman Domingo's return as a valiant activist in Netflix, Rustin, completely transformed into what was called by many articles an Oscar SpawnCon, complete with cringeworthy tequila toast with comedian Gilmore Rodriguez. As audience members raised their glasses, Rodriguez called the Oscar-nominated actor Coleman Flamingo, a joke that missed the punchline by miles. To make the moment worse, this skit was followed by a Don Julio ad complete with firecrackers and line dancing and a DJ set that a lot of people said felt tone deaf. Commercials are a good reminder for us that this is really happening live, but so is a group of celebrities accidentally crashing a live feed, which happened with Billie Eilish, Cynthia Erivo, Phineas, and Ariana Grande. They crashed a live moment and they may have accidentally broken the fourth wall with their appearance on air while doing it. It was during the president of Motion Picture Academy of Arts and Sciences, Janet Yang's speech on camera. You can see in the quick shots that the group of five walked out behind Janet Yang and they were frozen like deer in headlight once realizing they were directly visible on camera. When the camera next cuts away from Janet, the group must have been waved away by crew because they weren't caught on screen crashing for long. Honestly, it was a refreshingly real moment, if not a little awkward and embarrassing for those involved. Sort of like how John Cena was feeling moments before realizing he was too scared to streak. It's only embarrassing in principle because it was actually pretty funny for everyone watching. Just not Cena, who had to, live it out. During the awards ceremony, John Cena appeared naked on stage as an homage to one of the most famed moments in Academy Awards history. For those not alive when it happened, a naked man appeared at the 46 Oscars in 1974, while David Niven was introducing Elizabeth Taylor. In the bit, John was supposed to appear on stage fully naked with nothing but an envelope to cover his junk, but he changed his mind. To quote him, "I just don't feel right about it. It's an elegant event, you know? You should feel shame right now for suggesting such a tasteless joke." Next thing we know, Cena peeks from behind the set and says he doesn't want to do the streaker bit, but will still take center stage with only the winner envelope covering, well, his little winner, much to the laughter and delight of the audience. But don't expect the laughter to linger because in came a real awkward playoff. Yevgeny Maloliteka, Mstislav Chernov, and Michelle Misner won Best Documentary Feature at the Oscars for 20 Days and Meropo. Chernov gives a powerful and moving speech about the film, about Ukraine surviving the onslaught of its neighboring country. Chernov spoke about the resolve of Ukrainian people and the importance of showing injustices around the world through film. And to quote him, "It's because cinema forms memories and memories form history." It was brilliant, it was moving, and it held so much power and prominence, shaking the room. And then the orchestra kicked in to sing him out with an especially cinematic orchestra-style rendition of "I'm Just Ken." It was the most tone-deaf musical moment of the night and caused ripples of secondhand embarrassment and cringing so bad it could send you running from the room. Thankfully for this next guy, it wasn't a run Wes Anderson had to make because homeboy simply just wasn't there, I guess. He literally no-showed his first ever Oscar win. Wes Anderson is among the most celebrated filmmakers of this generation and has been nominated for an Oscar 7 times. The 8th was The Charm for his live-action short The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, but Wes probably assumed it wouldn't be the win and chose not to attend. He wasn't there to accept the award, so no speech, leaving room for host Jimmy Kimmel to congratulate the director in absentia and joke that he was otherwise engaged building a diorama out of corduroy. Or, as some of the Oscar viewers speculated on Twitter, Wes maybe was merely irritated because his feature-length picture Asteroid City was snubbed completely, but speculation arises, as does commentary from many, they'd be embarrassed or even humbled by the award happening the one time they didn't show face. Bringing it back to Kimmel putting his foot in his mouth because, like I said, there were highs and lows, and he spurred testy reactions when teasing Poor Things. Jimmy Kimmel had to hurl a few jokes at Poor Things, obviously. Emma Stone, the lead and producer of the movie that swept the Oscars, arguably a little too much, and he chose to allude to the film's numerous intercourse scenes at one point. During the ceremony, an edited montage that highlighted a number of moments throughout Poor Things as Best Picture Oscar contender played, after which the comedian commented those were the only scenes they were allowed to show on network television. The camera cuts to Emma, who seemingly turned to her husband, director Dave McCary, and mouthed something with a deadpan look that, of course, internet sleuths have speculated could be anything from "oh my god" to "what a prick" based off lip reader interpretations. But one thing's clear, she didn't seem very impressed, and it was embarrassing for Kimmel. But honestly, Al Pacino sent Kimmel packing because he had the honor of making not just one person, but an entire audience of people unimpressed, confused, and dare say scared and lost, with a horrible winner announcement. No disrespect to a Hollywood OG like Al Pacino, but he should stick to receiving awards rather than handing them out. Pacino was tasked with the most important announcement of the night, revealing this year's Best Picture winner. Normally, folks read out the different categories, camera cuts while live to the different actors nominated, so on, so forth. Y'all know the drill. Our boy Al here, though, literally hops up on stage to give the final award of the night, which traditionally is revealed with all this dramatic build-up, sometimes even drum roll for effect, and this 83-year-old man that he is cuts to the chase, ditches bells and whistles, doesn't even read out the list of 10 nominees. He just says 10 wonderful films were nominated, but only one will take the award for Best Picture. And I have to go to the envelope for that, and I will. Here it comes. He opens the envelope and then he blurts out, "M-I-I-C Oppenheimer." Yes. Yes. He doesn't even do the traditional line of, "and the Oscar goes to" beforehand. That's just it. The audience is massively confused about whether Pacino had in fact just announced the winner, and it took a moment for the orchestra to kick in, for the Oppenheimer nominees to start making their way to the stage. Pacino's confusing delivery immediately sparked a wave of memes on social media as viewers joked that he was trying to wrap up the show quickly as possible. To quote, Al Pacino had a 7:30 p.m. reservation at Musso and Frank. He needed to move some things along, said one critic, Richard Roper, on Twitter, referencing the actor's role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And for our last segment, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Oscars chose not to make history. It was the upset of the night. Almost everyone expected Lily Gladstone to win Best Actress for her role in Killers of the Flower Moon. It would make up for the film being iced out of its other categories, snubbed again and again. Indigenous people everywhere were huddled around TVs, phones, radios. We got to cry and watch in awe as the Osage Nation gave a performance on stage at the real-life Oscars, something almost all of us would have never imagined being able to see one day. Please remember, Indigenous song, dance, and even gatherings were illegal in North America until 1951. That was only 73 years ago. So what you saw performed on stage was a criminal offense worthy of a death penalty before then. That's why it's not just representation, it's reclamation. This was huge. Then Emma Stone's name was called out. again. Shaken up the poor thing's actress accepted her award and thanked her cast members, the director, her daughter, and as Stone is describing ripping her dress or losing her voice throughout her acceptance speech, it's hard not to think of what a statement it would have been made to honor Gladstone instead. Stone herself even took a moment to speak directly to the odds-on favorite of the category, Lily, saying to her as she wept, "I share this with you, I am in awe of you, it's been such an honor to do this together, I hope we get to do more together." But actresses like Emma Stone win that award every year. She'll always be able to do more and win more awards. Lily was a rare shot, a first in Hollywood, one we might not get again for a long time, and that's the point. It wasn't just that she was the beating heart of Killers of the Flower Moon. Her win would have also made history as the first Indigenous woman to win an Oscar for Best Actress. It was such a missed opportunity. By awarding her, it wouldn't have been awarding one actress like it was with Emma. You would have been awarding an entire community. It represented more than Gladstone. It represented change in the industry, change in how people view us as Indigenous people, or at least it was supposed to. It was once again another slap in the face for the Indigenous communities instead. 10 Oscar nominations, nothing taken home. Many are commenting it feels like the movie never had a chance to ever win an Oscar, and it was only nominated to make the Academy seem less bigoted in their selections, turning the entire plotline, its history, the importance of the movie into just tokenism. I'd say embarrassing is only one word to describe this Oscar failure. Heartbreak is another.